All right. So in this example, it is question 12 from exercise 2H, I think. It's also about quadratic equation. Two positive numbers differ by 5. So this is the first number, let's say n. The second number would be n plus 5. So the difference of these two numbers is 5. If this is 8, this is 13. If it is 10, 15, right? And it says that the sum of their squares, these are their squares, n squared, that is the square of the second number, right? And the sum of their squares is equal to 97. Find the numbers. So we need to find the values of these numbers. To solve this one, first we have to expand this and simplify, bring into a standard form, and by factorization we will solve this quadratic equation. So here we have n squared plus expand this, n squared 2 times n times 5, that's equal to 10n plus 25. And also take this to the left hand side, we have 97. On the right hand side we have 0. So now if we simplify this, n squared plus n squared, that's equal to 2n squared. And we do not have any like terms with n, that is just 10n. 25 minus 97, that's equal to minus 72, right? Because 72 plus 25 is equal to 97. That's equal to 0. Before solving this quadratic equation, we need to have a look. Can we simplify this further? Yes. All these numbers, right? The coefficients 2 times 5, 2 times 36. So we can simplify this by dividing both sides by 2. So here, if we divide both sides by 2, here we get n squared plus 5n minus 36. That's equal to 0. By factorization, as you see here, the coefficient of n squared is 1. So we try to find two numbers whose product is negative 36 and their sum is 5. So if you just try here 36, right? Minus 36, I can write it as minus 36 times 1, or 2, negative 2 times 18. No, negative 4 times 9. As you see here, the sum is positive 5. So we can write it as negative 4 times 9, and this thing equals negative 4 plus 9. So we can factorize it as n minus 4 times n plus 9. That's equal to 0. And since the product of these two expressions is equal to 0, each multiplication should be equal to 0, right? And from here, n equals 4 or n equals negative 9. And the question says that positive numbers. So this number is not positive, right? It does not meet our criteria here, requirements, so this answer is rejected. So the value of 4n is equal to 4. But the question is, find the numbers. What are the numbers? Then the numbers are, it is 4 and 9. That is the answer to this question. Okay. So one more example. In this example, it's about projectile. So a particle is projected from ground level. So that is the ground level. And so that its height above the ground after t seconds is given by this expression, right? So you're just throwing maybe a rock to the sky, right? And vertically. So actually displacement of this rock is given by this equation. After how many seconds is it 50 meters above the ground? So that's the ground, and we just throw a rock to the sky, right? It's just moving upward. At a certain time, actually just crossed this line. That is 50 meters above. And it just continues moving up, and its velocity is equal to 0. And after that, it comes down, right? So assume that's motion, actually. The displacement of this rock is given by h. And it depends on t, so our independent variable is t, and it's given by this expression, 20t minus 5t squared. And the question says that how many seconds, right? After how many seconds is it 15 meters above? It means that after how many seconds, this thing should be equal to 15, right? Because for each value of t, if you substitute here, this will produce something that gives us the height of the rock. So we need to solve this equation to answer this question. Now bring this into the standard form. Take everything to the right hand side. So here we have 5t squared minus 20t and plus 15, which is equal to 0. Again, you'll see here all these coefficients and this constant term, they are divisible by 5. I can simplify this further by dividing both sides of this equation by 5. If you divide this by 5, here we have t squared minus divide by 5. Here we have 4t plus divide by 5. Here we have 3 is equal to 0, right? That's a quadratic equation, and we are hoping that we can solve this by factorization. So again, coefficient of t squared is equal to 1. So here I try to find two numbers whose product is positive 3 and their sum is negative 4. So what are these numbers? It is negative 3 and negative 1. How about for this? It is negative 3 plus negative 1, right? So that's correct. So I can factorize it as t minus 1 times t minus 3. That is equal to 0. From here, t is equal to 1. Or t is equal to 3. That is the answer. But here in the question it says that the second part of the question, can you explain briefly why there are two possible answers? And here, why actually there are two possible answers? Because when you throw a rock to the sky, right, when it moves upward, you see here the velocity is losing, right? After some time, it stops. That means that now velocity is equal to 0. And after that, it starts coming back to the ground, right? So that means that when actually at two different times, the rock crosses this line. So that is 15 meters. Let's say it's the top of the roof, right? And you are just throwing a rock upward, right? It just moves up. So when it reaches here, this t is equal to 1 second. It continues moving up, right? And after that, just comes back. Again, after 3 seconds, here's one more second, it travels, right? And after 1 second, it stops and starts coming back. So here, when t is equal to 3 seconds, actually, it hits this height once again, right? So that's why we have two possible answers here, because the first answer, this t equals 1, actually at t equals 1, the height of the rock is 15 meters when it is moving upward. And the height of the rock is 15 meters again when it is moving down, right? Thank you very much.